In this video, we'll take a look at how to insert a bill of materials into your assembly drawing and how to set up each of the columns that are not calculated. So this will just be informational columns in your bill of materials. So I'm going to start by selecting my assembly view. Just saves me a step. And I come to, oops, I'm in the wrong place, up on my menu here. So if you don't have this flown out, it's click on SolidWorks and come over to Insert. And we're going to insert Table, Bill of Materials. Because I have the drawing view selected, it takes me straight to this screen. If it's asking you what assembly to make a bill of materials of, just click your drawing view. Checkmark selects the defaults, and you might think nothing happened, so bring your mouse over to your drawing, and I usually select the top left corner. Arguably, you could do the bottom left corner as well. Any corner would be okay. Don't let it float in the middle of the page, though. Choose a corner. Okay, so now we have a bill of materials, and if you already put balloons in, you would see the item numbers line up. And the part number should be whatever you called your SolidWorks files. Now, if you did not label these all caps, I'd like you to go back and rename them. Don't put lowercase letters anywhere. You don't have to. So that being said, now I'm going to go ahead and I'm actually going to change description to a different category. So I'm going to double click up at the C, and it allows me to change to a custom property. Now, if you have part numbers that aren't particularly descriptive, say you're buying parts from McMaster Car and you put the actual part number in, you might have a description column so that you could say, you know, this part number matches a particular bearing, or this part number matches a particular gear. So that might be helpful. In this case, my part numbers are descriptive. So instead, I want this column to be material. That is the only column I want to see lowercase letters, just as a reminder. But there's my material, my SolidWorks assigned material. If you don't have something populating here, you didn't type material exactly the same way. If you put a space at the end of material, if you spelled it incorrectly, I think if you changed the caps, you might have a gap here. So things to check. We're going to keep quantity as a default. That's perfect. And now I'm going to right click on D and insert a column to the right. And I'm going to do that 4 times because I have unit cost and extended cost, and I have unit weight and extended weight. So I'm just going to put the placeholders in. Oops, changing my window size doesn't help you. So let me change my zoom. There we go. So I have 4 placeholders now. And I'm going to double click on E, and this will be my unit weight, and double click on G, and this will be my unit cost. You can move things around a bit, right? We've got some space. Let me see how this works. Oops. So sometimes it just requires a little bit of, oh, that's interesting. It requires a little bit of playing around with to get everything to fit properly. But here we go. Okay. So now I have the item number that matches the balloons, the part number that matches whatever you saved it as, material comes from SolidWorks, quantity comes from your assembly. Unit weight you just defined by material, and unit cost was a made-up number. You took a guess, you made it reasonable, and you're plugging that in there. So that concludes this video. In the next one, we'll take a look at how we calculate extended weight and extended cost.